You're always told, stay in school. You don't want to drop fries in the bag. And as somebody who stayed in school and still ended up dropping fries, I think that that is terrible advice. We're going to talk about office jobs because I don't know why, but that seems like that is the end goal of life, is to work in an office. Not to have a meaningful family life, not to do volunteering, give back to the community, learn new things, whether it be languages or music or art, enrich yourself. No, the whole point of life, at least in America and maybe in the Western world, is to work in an office. And I'm definitely qualified to talk about this because every office job I've gotten, I've been fired from. So I am definitely qualified to talk about them. As someone who has worked in an office for a little bit, I mean, yes, you do get paid more, don't get me wrong. You get paid more than you do scooping rice. But there is a caveat, which is you're kind of not really doing anything in these jobs. Yeah, no, and the worst part is I can already hear, well, my boss, I put in it. Yes, of course, congratulations. Congratulations that at your particular office, you're productive. When I see people come into Kava at 2 o'clock from their office jobs, and then they just spend an hour, hour and a half in the middle of the day, how productive can you really be? That you can spend the, imagine if I just took an hour off of my job, I wouldn't be working there anymore. But if you work in an office, that's perfectly acceptable. Now, it's interesting because in office jobs, you have different departments, you have HR, and on top of that, not only do you have that, but you have to hear your coworkers talk about their kids, which I really don't care about your son's soccer game. He's probably not going to score anything, and he probably didn't even do anything. Now, working in an office, while it does have its benefits, it can be a bit mundane sometimes, and also you kind of can't speak your mind. You can't say anything racy or you can't say anything controversial because then next thing you know, you're going to have HR on you, and you don't want that. You don't want HR. As somebody who's had HR on him, which, mind you, I don't get it. I don't get it. When I got an HR complaint, somebody walked up to me and, well, no, I got called into the office. It's almost, basically, I felt like I was in the principal's office. They were speaking in code. Oh, Caleb, can you describe a time where you may have said something inappropriate? What? My whole life is inappropriate. My coworker next to him, he comes in high, and I'm the one that's in trouble. But working in an office is something that, while it's all the rave, that's the whole point of college, is to work in an office. It's something that you can't convince me that doing PowerPoints, doing Excel, and knowing Microsoft Office, you're doing anything. We didn't evolve from monkeys or from fish or whatever just to sit hunched over like this for 8 hours a day for 40 years. And I'm not even going to go into the whole existential, is work all that there is to life, da, 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 da. That's a you problem. Because for me, I figured out work. I'm just going to collect checks from the government, commit some insurance fraud. That's it. That's kind of my career plan. Like when people say, what do you do for work? I collect checks from the government and I commit insurance fraud. And working in an office, it's weird because the biggest thing I had to do was pretend that I was working. I remember back when I was an accountant, back during my accounting days, you would finish the work early. Actually, I was a really bad employee, I'm not gonna lie, because my friend would do all my work for me. But that's neither here nor there. You know, the past is in the past. You would just have to appear online. You just appear online. If anything, that's the main bulk of office work because you can get your work done within 2-3 hours and then you just appear online. Now, why do we do this? I don't know. Why do we have to? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever why we do things the way we do them. I just don't understand the hype about all these things. Maybe the problem's with me. Maybe I just found the wrong office. Maybe I should just keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying until I find the office for me, because in my experience, it just wasn't me. And on top of that, I'm gonna get HR reported. You know, and I try to be appropriate. You know, if I'm around Democrats, I'll say something about Biden. If I'm around Republicans, I'll say something about Trump. You know, I don't really care. I just want to, keep the peace, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who or what. People will always find, oh, oh my gosh. And on top of that, I don't care about your casserole or whatever recipe. I don't even know what people do in offices. I just know that they can't be that productive, because when I see these people come in with their, and they also, everyone has the same haircut. Does everyone go, when you work in an office, do you just all go to the same barber? What's with this, like this mid-cut? You know, I just don't get it. I legit don't get it. And the worst part, oh, well, yeah, Caleb, I'm really stressed out from work. You know, work is really stressful. Man, I'm so sorry that sending an email and having to do a pivot table is very stressful. You know, that is a very hard life. You know, there are people in the Middle East, like there are people in the Middle East getting bombed, but you have to do a Teams call at 1. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like that is so difficult. I don't get it. I don't get the hype about it. I don't get why people rave about it. Yeah, they pay more. Don't get me wrong, you get paid more to be in an office. But then you have to play the mind games of having to either say the wrong thing, say the right thing, make sure people are I am a depressed person. I can't keep myself happy. How am I supposed to keep other people happy? How am I supposed to keep up this charade of, oh, everything's okay, when really, I don't know what I'm doing. Now maybe it's just my experience. Maybe I just, like I said, maybe there are other people that are like, yeah, you know, I go into the office and I crush it. Maybe that's other people, but for me, every time I worked in an office, it was just a thing that, you know, and that's maybe why I got fired every time, because it just wasn't for me. Now, thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.